welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Trinny Cee. I'm here live and direct on stage, live on Hip Hop Nation Twin Cities. And today I get to have a bunch of artists in our studio to bless us with all of their wonderful jewels about what they do. I had the honor of meeting this beautiful queen when I was on my day job over in Gen Con in Indianapolis, which is an event that attracted 70,000 individuals to come
was
through.
That the number?
Yes, it was 70,000.
Oh, wow.
It felt like more.
Like
but to come through, and it was all about board games and books and anything. And so I was excited because I saw a Black person like me as I was walking down to get my stuff done to ship out the rest of my stuff for our 7 booths. And I had to stop. And then I was super excited because I found out she lives here in the city.
Yeah.
So here we are 2 months later. And tell everybody who you are.
Hi, I am Briana Lawrence. I am an author. I'm also a writer. I am the senior features editor at Crunchyroll. That's my day job. And when I'm not doing that, I am writing books.
Books.
Yes.
She's writing books, y'all. Book, not a book.
Plural.
Not a books.
There's an S at the end.
And I don't know, like literally I was walking by, it was a different part of the convention hall because the booths that I manage are big exorbitant booths. And then going down the way are like the real, like the fun, intricate, wonderful stuff. And I saw the artwork at first and I was like, and then I looked in front of me and I was like, oh! And so I'm just, like I said, I'm elated to have you in this space. So tell us, are you from the Twin Cities?
I am originally from Chicago, actually.
Chi-town in the house.
And then I moved up here when I met my wife.
Nice.
So now we live here together.
Shout out to wife. Wifey's in the building.
She is in the building.
Yes.
Shout out, wifey. Thank you for driving me here.
Yes. Amen. And so do tell us. So you started, did you just wake up one day and say I was going to write books, or was it something you were doing from elementary? Like, let us know.
Oh my gosh. So my mom tells me that I've been wanting to write since I was a child, since I was 9 years old. Mm-hmm. I remember the number 9 because I was in 4th grade. And I always tell the story and it's super embarrassing, but I'm going to tell it anyway.
No, go ahead,
so,
do your thing.
You know, like when you're in school and they ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yep.
So I said, I want to be a Ritter. I spelled it Writter. So I spelled it wrong.
You're right.
And everybody laughed at me. And I was like,
and look at you now.
Right.
Yeah.
and I also remember my mom Black moms keep everything you do.
Everything.
She's waiting for me to become like a New York Times bestseller so she can sell all my stuff on eBay. That's what she tells me.
So when it happens.
When it happens.
Not if, but when it happens.
She's like, I'm going to sell everything that you've ever written. She's got like my construction paper.
She ain't going to sell it.
She's not.
She probably don't have like a nice little walkthrough at an art gallery to surprise you on your birthday, but she ain't gonna sell it. She gonna sit there and start crying like, oh, it's my baby.
She's got the construction paper drawn in those multicolor pens. Yep. She has everything I've like ever written.
Nice.
She reads everything I ever write.
Right.
She like if I promote my book, she will like buy a copy. Not like she'll buy it.
Yeah, that's what we do.
I gotta talk her through the buying process online because she's 70, so she's like, where do I go? And I'm like,
I get cussed out when my son is a dancer, and so I go in, I try to slide in, and then I pay. But what I start doing is buying the tickets online, and he be getting pissed. But it is what it is. It's about supporting and making sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm your biggest fan, but I'm also not gonna be like, you gotta hook me up because I'm mom.
Oh yeah, no, she supports everything.
Yeah.
Everything always.
So you've been here in the cities, and you've been doing your thing. And now tell me, how to navigate writing books, especially as a woman. How has that been?
Well, like, it's been fun, but it took me a while to start writing books that had characters that looked like me.
Right.
I'm very active in the nerd space. Like, I grew up with all sorts of anime, manga, comics, video games, cartoons, everything. But there's not a lot of characters who look like me. So when I started to write, the characters never reflected who I was. Right. And then I don't know what happened.
It was like, this isn't me.
Yeah, I think a switch like flipped. And I was like, what if I
did me
instead of doing everybody else?
Because there's a lot of views out there.
There's a lot of, and that's the other thing. People try to make you think there's not a lot of people
but
like
there
you.
is.
And then you walk into a nerd space and you're like, oh my gosh, we're everywhere. Like the best example I could think of was super recent. Like live action One Piece is on Netflix. The showrunner is black, Matt Owens. Yep. It's like the #1 show like in the world. Right. I'm like, oh look, a black nerd went and show ran a super popular anime, and look at him now. Like,
I tell my kids nerds get paid. I have an accounting degree. I was in a position for 7 years. I got bored of moving millions of dollars. I said, this could not be my life. My life was always party planning, always.
Oh, wow.
But I use my degree all day long when it comes to managing events because you have to crunch numbers, you have to do contracts.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of people think I'm a party promoter, but man, I'm a nerd all day long.
Nerd all day.
I love it. I got 3 books beside my bed right now and 4 in the drawer that I'm like, oh, girl, you need to start reading these. And so I love to be immersed in all kind of different things. So I want to know real quickly. So here you are, you're a nerd, you're in this space, you are doing your thing. And I see you. I see a bunch of yous.
Yeah, there's a bunch of me's.
A bunch of me's. You know what I'm saying? And the colors and the makeup and all of that. By the way, she did her own makeup, everybody.
Yeah, I
did. And so tell me, as a black woman doing this, and like I said, we met as part of the board game industry, and which is usually controlled by, it's been controlled by Caucasian men forever and ever and ever. And here we are now. I feel like after George Floyd, we're not just a hashtag, we're actually being seen. It's you. How has it been as a woman of color navigating this space in this type of work that you do?
And it's interesting because you mentioned George Floyd, and that hit my point because like, I got tired of people being interested in our trauma. You know, like so many people are like, oh, we want to hear from you. I'm like, now when I'm grieving. Right. It's like, so hear from me when I'm not grieving, when I'm joyful, when I'm happy, when I'm like.
When I got a headache because I don't know what chapter to write next.
Yeah. And so there's been such a push for that it's been more like freeing to be in this space now because where people are like, no, we're more than that. Right. We're past that point now. Pay attention to me when I'm like, I want to do a fantasy story. I want to do like, I want to be a vampire. I want to like be a superhero.
They celebrated Juneteenth the other day, and in June, and I was like, did you consult anybody? Any of us that were people of color? So now they're like, when you put the stuff up in the monitors in the lobby, did you like shout out the people of color? Like, we're not just a hashtag. We're like, we're so sorry.
And also like, just pay attention to me on a Tuesday, not like on a like February 1st. You know, like
every day.
Yeah. Like, there's always a reason to celebrate us.
Right. There was always a reason. Today is our reason, but we woke up yesterday was our reason. There's always a reason to celebrate us.
Exactly.
Always a reason. And here we are doing that. I am super honored to be in this space. This lady has given me superpowers, literally, as we speak right now. Because she asked me, how am I ever here in this moment dealing with grief? But this is what we do. I'll be right back. My name is Trinny Cee, and I'm here with the one Miss Briana Lawrence.
Hello, you guys. My name is DJ Fawzi, first international Somali female DJ. When I'm in the Twin Cities, we watch on stage live Hip Hop Nation on First World TV.
Welcome back. My name is Trinny Cee. We're here on stage live on Hip Hop Nation, Twin Cities. And as I said, the show is dedicated to people that I love that have gone up and above. The one, Wilkie Williams, 24/7 for life, St. Paul. We love you. And Miss Aisha Milligan, Soca Queen, Sweet Cherry. This show is dedicated to both of you. And Uncle Larry, of course. I lost Uncle Larry. I attended his funeral when I was at Gen Con, actually, online. But so it's been a year of loss, but outside of loss, we are here with the wins. And as I said, I have the one and only Miss Briana Lawrence in the building. Superpowers, super queen, super... when you're in a space of 70,000 board gamers, managing event space, and you see one of us, and being in that space alone is tiring. You have... I walked 50 miles to be at Gen Con, back and forth all day long.
I believe you.
You know what I mean? Moving, setting up. But when I saw us as women. I saw us as women of color in this space where, as I said before the take, going out, that you don't see us in these spaces usually in the past. In the last 5 years, like really, I'm seeing us. I'm seeing we're validated. I'm seeing we're welcomed. I'm seeing that we're allowed to have a seat at the table. Mm-hmm. Are you having seats at the table now? Are they letting you eat? They letting you eat?
Yeah.
And they're not just asking you for your recipes and to bring food.
That was something to get used to. Like,
right.
I grew up thinking, like, this is not what people want. This
right.
is not what people want to see. And then to have people be like, actually, we want. These are the stories we want. Not just want, that we need. Like, when I was working on, like, a new book, and it's middle grade, so it's younger audiences, and I was like, can I talk about this stuff with you? They're like, yeah, you can talk about being black, being queer, you should.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you should be doing, and
this is you.
Yeah,
this is your journey.
And
Why
there's
hide
so
it?
many, and like just finding out that there's more, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I could have been doing this the whole time, but
Mm-hmm.
it's when you don't see yourself, you think, oh, that's not what I should be doing. If I want to get myself out there, I gotta like downplay who I am. And then when you start seeing, like, no, there's people not just up front, but behind the scenes of everything you do. We are there. And it's like, okay, I feel validated. Maybe I can put myself out there too.
I'm gonna ask you a difficult question because as a Caribbean woman, as a woman of color, mixed woman, I felt like I was downplayed all the time growing up in my household. I felt like there was a time and place.
Mm-hmm.
As a woman of color, I was allowed to speak according to my elders.
Mm.
That I had to be silenced a lot. And when I did have a voice, I remember questioning. I was going to an all-girls Catholic school in Trinidad, Diego Martin, Corpus Christi, and I questioned, why are we, if you're the Roman Catholic, if you don't believe in praying to gods, why are we praying to saints almost every other day?
Mm-hmm.
It was the end of the world. Silenced. But I was a 16-year-old. I didn't understand it. Like, you have me doing the Station of the Cross, but yet one of the commandments is you don't worship idols. Do you find, even though we have wonderful parents, that you were silenced as a black young woman growing up to kind of stifle that along the way of your career journey? Like, should I do it? I don't know. Should I take a leap of faith? What are they going to say? Like, it wasn't just... And
the funny thing is, because my mom was super duper supportive, but then when I walked out of that space, it was like, oh, like, was she wrong? Like, am I not supposed to be here? And it's just her constantly be like, no, you are. And she would tell me, like, it's going to be hard. There's going to be people who are against that, against who you are.
Right.
And it's hard when you hear that. And, like, it's also extra hard.
And also keep on believing in it. And hearing mom in the background.
And the extra hard thing is people would start paying attention to me for, like, all the, like, sad reasons. Like, I got harassed online for, like, being who I am. And I stood up for myself, and people loved that.
So what, because of your beautiful purple and blue makeup? Or?
Because of my size, because of my race, because
I want
of
to hear
everything.
it all, because we want everybody
size, race,
size,
everything. And, like, I stood up for myself, and people loved that. And then I realized people wanted me to just keep talking about that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to keep talking about being harassed, being, like, bullied, being, like, discouraged. I want to talk about fun things. And people would invite me to talk about the hard stuff. And, like, being black, being queer. And, like, there's so much hard stuff. And I'm like...
But that's not hard. Like, I tell people all the time, we before we go out the door... we know from the time we're 1 or 2, we have this invisible armor as black people before we go out that door to protect ourselves.
We do.
So it's like that time of the month, but it's every day for us.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get in gear to make sure I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying?
We do prepare.
That's not the hard part for us. That's the hard part for a lot of other people.
Uh-huh. And a lot of people don't like the fact that you like who you are. And so they keep telling you, like, no, that's wrong. Right. And I'm like, but what if it's not? And I think I hit an epiphany when I hit 30.
Yeah.
And then a second one when I hit 40, which was this year. Right. And it was like...
I called it the dirty 30s for a reason. Because you started paying attention to, like, really how dirty the surroundings are with people's mentalities.
And you know how people are like, oh, God, aging. I'm like, oh, yes, aging. Because I'm getting better. And I'm starting to, like...
And there's no way you're in your 40s. I'm in my 40s.
I turned 40 in July.
Yes.
I did.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
birthday.
But yeah, it's very hard when people keep telling you no. So I started finding people who would support me and be like, I'm going to stay in this with you guys. So when I do have to face the, like... the no, we don't like how you are, I at least have a place where I'm like, okay, here is fine. And if I take your message with me when I'm out there, like, I mean, you met me at Gen Con.
Yes.
There was not a lot of, like, black LGBT
There was
people.
not a lot of black. That's why
I was like, and, like, when we set up our table, like, we set up our table, I'm like, what if you had a banner just had us with the queer flag just right there, front and center for everyone to see? It's like, look, what you see is what you get. Either you like it or you don't.
Out of 70,000 attendees, exhibitors, everything, there was maybe 50 combined, and we were probably on the workforce.
Yeah, and I found out having that there, everybody was like, wow, I know this is a space I can come to. I know this is a space where I'm going to feel welcome. Yes. And, like, even though you didn't, like, grab, they would just come and look.
Yes.
And I'm like...
And I love how you had all the artwork behind you, because that originally, like I said, I was like, oh. And then I was like, oh. When I looked down, I saw you and your wife. Yeah.
I hire a lot of, like, marginalized artists, like, do artwork for me.
Oh,
so I can
talk about that, too.
So I can have this presence and support you and support my message. And It's like just seeing people walk up and be like, I feel like I'm being seen. I'm like, this is the feeling I was looking for when I was younger.
Finally.
And now it's like, and it never occurred to me, like, now you're presenting that feeling to people.
And here's what's crazy. Women's rights and Black rights, it's the 60s. It's not that long ago.
It's not.
People feel like it's like hundreds of years we've been putting in the work. We're still putting in the work. But it's the middle of the 60s where really we were somewhat
my
validated.
mother was like a teenager when this was happening. So it's like...
Real quickly, we're going to go to break, but tell everybody, okay, how can people find you as far as social media, websites, all that good stuff?
I am Brichibi Tweets on Twitter.
Okay. Can you spell it out just in case?
BRICHIBI and then tweets. Mm-hmm. That first part, the Brichibi part, that's also Instagram. Blue Sky is the new one. Yeah, Blue Sky. My website is BriShouldBeWriting.com.
Yes, I love that. We're going to be right back after this moment. Thank you.
What's up, y'all? I'm Nicole Pacini. When I'm in the Twin Cities, I watch Hip Hop Nation on First World TV.
Welcome back. My name is Trinny Cee. We're here in the building. Today is a really good day. We woke up on this side of the grass. Welcome to On Stage Live on Hip Hop Nation Twin Cities. And I'm here with the one and only Miss Briana Lawrence.
That's me.
And she is a writer. She is a goddess. She's a queen. She's a motivator. She's in a movement of empowerment, superpowers. And so far you have 3 books that you have out? Or more?
These are the titles I have on my own. My other titles are with my wife. Fantasy Pen World comes out in January.
Look at you. I remember when I was trying to book the interview, you were like, I'm sorry, I'm lost in the weeds with doing this and this and
this. I was working on the final draft.
I had to respect it. I was like, she's not giving me the cold shoulder. No, she's actually working.
Yeah.
And there's a process to it, and it takes a long time. Right?
Yeah, oh my gosh. And it's a process that, because with Fantasy Pen World, I actually have a publisher and an agent. With Magnifique Noir, the Magic Girl book, that was all me.
Right.
But with like the publisher and the agent, which is very cool, they're like, there's deadlines.
Yes.
We need drafts.
Yes.
You
got to go back and forth.
And then we have to like...
to route the drafts.
And then we have to have phone calls
and
about
approvals
approvals. And I'm
graphics.
like, oh gosh, this is a new world for me. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so...
But it can be overwhelming at times, yeah.
I
have to make so many other people happy besides you and your wife.
It could be overwhelming, but also I've learned the fine art of having a weekend off.
Yes.
Or at least trying
balance. It's all about balance.
Work balance is
we
key. Yes. Oh my gosh.
So tell me, how do you talked about it a little bit before we went to break. You work with marginalized artists to do your graphic work. How did you come up with that concept, and then how do you go about finding these artists?
So I usually find the artists at conventions.
Nice.
Or there's hashtags online like Drawing While Black or a Visible Woman. There's Portfolio Day. And I just look at people's art and I'm like, that's the one.
Yeah.
And I reach out and we talk and I'm like,
there's a connection.
I really want to try to have people who are like me also helping me create the things I create. Even Fantasy Pen World has like when I turned in the draft, they got a team of LGBT sensitivity readers for like the trans characters and stuff. And they were all
I love that because I was just talking about that at work, that you guys bring out these games. There's a game out. I'm not going to say it, but there's a game out and they came out with the name and it's actually quite offensive to people of color. And I was like, did you guys do any research? And so now they're starting to do the sensitivity research.
I was very happy with Fantasy Pen World. They were like, we have 3 trans and non-binary sensitivity readers.
That's
why
you see Lego and Disney and all those guys coming out with people of color and stuff because they're starting to listen, and women and different, good.
It's like, that's very good because I don't represent everything.
Right.
And they're like, we will get people to read over your work and give you feedback.
Inclusive. Yes, really being inclusive. And really being inclusive, yes. Giving other people a seat at the table, yeah? Mm-hmm, yes, and it's important. I've been doing that for a long time. We do a fashion show, and so it had to be done at a venue of color. But I worked with everybody in all sizes and all backgrounds. Oh. And I remember I had a Caucasian girl on the show, and now we're best friends. But anyways, one of the artists was like, I don't work with them. And my sons were there, and my ex-husband was there when they made that statement after we did the meet and greet. And I looked at them and I was like, what do you mean you don't work with them? Now, when I do this fashion show, there's a whole description of what the show is, what's allowed, you're volunteering your time. Mm-hmm. There's a brief, it's given to the venue, it's given to the artists, the DJs, everything. I don't work with them. They don't qualify to wear my pieces. And I looked at them and I was like, okay. And I have a son who's red skin, and I have a son who's dark skin, and my ex-husband was dark. You know, there's all shades in our family, and I looked, and I was like, So I called him. I said, you realize who you were sitting in the room with? Because I'm a mixed girl, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I love being a brown girl. I love being a black girl. I love being Sri Lankan. I love being Trinny. I love being born in Canada. But my mama's also got white. I'm not going to deny that. And so I was like, well, here's the deal. Either you make something that's inclusive for everybody and you don't get to make $1,000 on my show, because that's what it was all about them making money, or period, you're out. You know what I mean? And so what do you think they did?
Did they stay?
They stayed because they made something inclusive for everybody.
That could have gone either way.
I'm just saying, it's all, at the end of the day, it's all about, if you're really trying to tap into the markets, and you're really trying to be who you say you're being, and you're out here selling publicly and not privately, and you're representing something, then be inclusive of what you're doing. Otherwise, just have your own little private one-offs and do what you need to do, and then don't brand yourself like you're for everybody. But it was a big teaching moment. Like, you're going to be inclusive, you want to be a part of an inclusive show.
Yeah.
You know, do that inclusivity research and do that inclusivity work. So what is coming up for you?
Well, Fantasy Pimp World will be out in January. I have another book coming out. It's the Essential Manga Guide. It's 50 manga that I think everyone should read.
Okay.
That should hopefully be out by the summer.
Okay.
Hopefully the third book in my Magic Girl series will be out at
Yes.
some point. There's and
look at how this beautiful work.
Yeah,
right?
that's my baby. I love that series.
This was my favorite one when I was walking by, because you had a banner up, right?
Yeah.
Look at this. This is all her. Everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a huge fan of like Magical Girls and Sailor Moon and stuff, so I did my own take. Basically, that's what I grew up with. Like, and I was like, I want to do my version of the story that I love.
Again, I've had the honor of being in the space with a queen that I met at Gen Con amongst 70,000 people. She was one of those beautiful people inserted intentionally in that space by her and her loving family. Miss Briana Lawrence, thank you for giving me your time. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the work that you're doing, not only for yourself, but for all the communities across the world. I hope I get to do this again with you.
Yes, I would love to.
All right. Welcome back in a few minutes. Again, my name is Trinny Cee. We are on stage live on Hip Hop Nation Twin Cities. Welcome back. We are honored to be in the space here where we give people the space and the platform and the blessings to tell us about how they are connected to the hip hop industry, not only in the Twin Cities, but abroad. So I've been following this brother for a while. People must think I'm a stalker sometimes, because they're like, I be seeing people on different people's timelines, and I watch what they do. I research them for a while, and then I invite them on the show. So it's an honor to have this gentleman on stage with us today to talk about what he is doing at such a young age, which I think is monumental. So I have Mr. Marquis Williams, am I saying your name correctly?
Yes.
Of Two Armed Security, like literally, and I got that all.
Oh yeah.
Yes. We've been trying to navigate. We were going to have him in September, but again, I was on the road for work. So here we are finally. Thank you for adjusting your schedule and actually being here and being on time. Tell us, who are you? Are you from St. Paul? What, Minneapolis, Chicago?
Twin Cities, can't forget Chicago.
Okay, how long have you been doing your thing within the Twin Cities?
I'm just under my own business, my own company, 3 years now, going on 3 years.
3 years. And tell us, what is your company? What do you do?
Security, private security, venue security, any types of security that you need.
Okay. How did you decide to go into that market?
I've always been like a protector all my life, watching after my brothers, cousins, the family. So it's like, now it's like, why not get paid for it?
Well, I was going to say, you turn that love into a different type of love for yourself, right?
Yep.
Amen. How has it been? Do you have to go through certain certifications to have your own security company? Did you have to put in the work and know Joe Schmo from Club So-and-so to get the links? Or what was that journey like to just get certified and licensed doing your thing?
Just been doing it for 10 years. I have experience. And, you just got to do some training, just do stuff by the book. That's the best way to be.
Are you armed and unarmed when it comes to providing services?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, because I remember I was going to book you for New Year's Eve for a New Year's Eve parties. Yep,
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep, and you were going to do both. That's right. Okay, and so you, from what I'm seeing, you don't just provide services within Minneapolis and St. Paul. You travel, right?
Yes.
Okay. How has that been navigating? Do you have to like do your own flights and arrangements, or does somebody say, hey, this is the gig, we're gonna fly you in at this date, we're gonna make sure everything's all inclusive?
They cover the flights, the transportation, the hotel, everything that I need.
Tell us, like, who have you had the honor of protecting outside of your wonderful family?
I had protected Austin Rivers, Timberwolves player, Busta Rhymes, Spliff,
Bootsy?
Lil Boosie,
Yeah.
Mike Epps,
Yeah.
Ruby Rose, Arsenal the battle rapper,
Okay.
Tay Savage, Chuck Liddell, UFC fighter.
Roster's big for 29 years old.
A lot of people. Pleasure P,
Female?
Jadakiss.
Do females need security as far as being in the industry, or they already have their stuff zipped up usually?
They be needing security sometimes.
Yeah.
I did a few female artists like Ruby Rose, K Kilo.
Yeah. What is the challenging part of doing what you do? Is it me coming, which I would never do, but is it the groupies coming up? Is it the homies that are rolling with? Like, what are the challenges that you have to deal with when you're on set on the job?
It's really just be the fans. They just be overdoing stuff, like trying to get close to them, taking pictures, trying to take videos, like trying to like burn rush the client.
Yeah. Is it so like back in the days where you have people removing clothes and throwing it at them and just like getting crazy, like back in the rock and roll days? Or, because I'm on the other side of the lens. When I'm working with artists, I'm on stage as the host, so. I see it, but I don't see it because we're in the green rooms already or whatever. And we deal with the reggae artists too, so it's a little bit different. Like smoke it, do what you need to do and just chill out and let out the energy on the dance floor. But yeah,
it's, some clients, they tell me like it's cool with the fans come up, but some clients is different. Like everyone is different. Some don't want the attention, some want pictures, some don't.
Right.
So
I feel it's interesting, like. Me being a bubbly personality person and throwing parties and then doing this, a lot of people think that we're always extroverts. But a lot of people that are celebrities and stuff are really introverts. Like, they like their space. They like their privacy. Like, okay, they'll do the pictures, but then when it's time to shut it down, they literally want black windows everywhere. They want, they're human. They're like everybody else. They go to the bathroom like everybody else. They eat like everybody else.
Yeah, they just trying to enjoy their time for themselves.
Right. And survive and live like everybody else out here. We all have a timeline, right? We all have an expiration date. So have you had competitors in the market come and tell you, you ain't good, you ain't gonna do this, you ain't gonna do that? Like, how is that part of it? Because we all have our pros and our cons, right? So you got the pros of having an amazing roster, but...
If I do, I just don't pay no attention to it. I just do what I need to do.
Right.
Because they just on the outside watching, so...
Okay.
We don't give it no attention.
Right, I love that. No energy, it's all about you and staying positive.
Yeah, no response is the best response.
Right. And then how did you manage dealing with doing what you do when everything happened with Mr. George Floyd and all of the atrocities to us black men being hurt, to our black men being hurt in the Twin Cities? Did that affect your market, your pocketbook? Did that make things harder?
I didn't even started my business at that time yet. So I was still working like a regular job during that time. I started it after 21.
Okay, got it. So were you in the nightclubs then doing protection, or?
I was off and on doing like buildings and things like that.
Mm-hmm. I was just talking, as I said, I lost one of my good peoples last night or yesterday morning, and we were talking about how even we used to do stuff at El Nuevo all the time, where T's place used to be. And that's just gone. Like, a lot of the important venues that did some really good shows, no drama, are just not there anymore, which I feel like can put extra stress when there are shows in town, because it's so limited as far as what's happening.
Yeah, it's crazy.
how is it? We're going to go to break in a few minutes, but when we come back, I'm going to ask Mr. Williams about what it's like working outside of the Twin Cities, doing his job, and the high profile people that he deals with. So if somebody wanted to get in contact with you and book you or reach out to get some information on how they could book your services, how do people find you?
They can find me on Instagram at 2arm_official, and that's TWOARMED
Okay.
_official.
Official. It's official. We'll be right back after this moment.
Hi, my name is Briana Lawrence. When I'm in the Twin Cities, I watch On Stage Live Hip Hop Nation on First World TV.
Welcome back. The most important part about being here in this space is that I learned so much about our beautiful Black people in the Twin Cities and abroad. And I'm so, like I said, I'm here with Mr. Marquis Williams. He's blessing us with his jewels on what he does. He provides 2-armed security with probably more than 2 arms. I'm sure he's probably got a whole task force. So you told us before we went to break that you travel and that you protect a lot of high-profile artists. And so tell us, like, you go into a venue that you don't know about. What is that experience like, working with, heaven forbid, a beautiful ball player or something like that? How do you navigate? Do you research, like, oh, we're going to be going in this door, we're going to be around this many people? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, I do my research, look everything up. I go before everybody's get there, like when they do sound check and whatnot, whatever. Just go there, check it out, look at the exits, how many exit doors they have, how much time to get to them.
Yep. Where the green room is.
Yeah.
All that good stuff. What's the largest venue that you've been in, whether it's locally or in other states?
I had to say the Target Center.
Target Center.
Arenas.
Okay.
When I was with Mike Epps and Tony Rock, Chris Rock brother.
Is he funny off stage too?
Yes.
He just can't turn it off.
That's like 24/7 with him.
Did he prank you, like, and you were just like, are you for real? Or?
Yeah, he definitely joke a lot. He a funny guy.
I mean, I just, like, for me, I'd be like, he probably can't turn it off. He'd probably be like, babe, make me a steak. And you're at a vegetarian restaurant or something like that.
He don't got no off button.
Yeah. That's probably fun, though. I mean, it has to be a lot of, like, I know as security you probably got to be like this, but do you just be like, sometimes like, man, like some of the stuff you encounter?
Yeah, like in public, I don't really say too much, but if we in private, where it's just us, then yeah. You know, I laugh and stuff with him, chop it up with him, talk to him.
How many do you have on your team?
10 plus.
And then how do you vet people to be part of your team?
Just do my research, background check. If they have experience, if they armed or not, just do my research on them, because that's what you got to do when you're running a business. Just can't hire just everybody.
Right.
You just got to make sure their background is clean.
Right.
You know, they have experience.
Yeah. Do you see people be like, man, I'm 6'4" and 500 pounds. You just need to hire me. That's my experience, bro.
Nah, probably somebody else, but
I remember
I just can't do the liabilities over here.
Look, I remember doing parties and one brother was like, just look at me. I got you. I can work security. And I was like, but I seen your temper and I do reggae parties. I need you to be like calm and
you gotta
smooth.
be mentally prepared.
Yeah,
man.
and I'm like, you just look like the hype man, ready to hype something outside. That's not the look that we deal with. And he was like, huh? Like,
you gotta
do your
de-escalate.
You gotta,
it's a lot behind this, man.
So I'm proud to say the million parties that I have thrown in my 26-year time of doing parties, I've had one incident. And it was 2 females and we didn't even know it was an incident. Because, like I said, island people are just a little bit different. Like, we literally let all our energy off on the dance floor. But besides an artist missing a flight, of course. But, yeah, and then when I go to host different shows, I see incidents and I'm like, oh. Shout out to security, because y'all doing too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, security control the night. You know, you just got to be on point. You just got to be very aware of your surroundings. And
then, do you work with, of course, I'm sure you work with off-duty police, right? No, you don't ever come into a venue and like off-duty police is there and then you're doing protection, or not really?
No.
No? Okay. We've had that situations where we've had, like at Carry Fest, we have off-duty police, then we have security securing the stage. And so we have to make sure that we're having meetings with both. Number one, so our off-duty knows who our security is, and then so they just mesh well together.
I think one time at the convention center, the first time Boosie was in Minnesota, the first time that I did security for him, actually.
Yeah.
We have like the police right by the stage.
Right. Yeah, I don't think they do that in Minneapolis anymore, especially after Mr. Floyd, may he rest in peace. Because a lot of the contracts are probably hard to get. What would you tell your younger self in regards to this dream of yours?
Actually, I never really dreamed of having my own business and never dreamed about doing security. It's just something, it just happened. Because as a kid, I always wanted it to be like in the NBA. That was my dreams, to play basketball.
Okay.
Like, I never thought I would have my own business. Like, as far as like looking back.
Congratulations, brother.
As a kid.
Like 29, it's, I have a 19-year-old and a 24-year-old that I birthed, and then I have bonus kids. And both of them have their own businesses. And sometimes I think they forget they have their own businesses. But I heard the 19-year-old say the other day, somebody was talking crazy, and she's like, I own my own business. I run my own, he's getting his work and he's building up his portfolio. But just that pride of, like you saying, I own my own business. And I didn't imagine that anytime from a certain age that you would do that. So shout outs to you. Get all your flowers.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And
I wish I would have started it earlier, like when I was in my early 20s.
Right.
But at least I started at 26.
At least you started it, period. Yes. And you're here, and you're still here. Yeah. Because especially of a man of color, like it's every market that we're in is dominated by different people. And so especially for you to succeed as a man of color in this industry is outstanding in the Twin Cities.
It's a blessing. Just gotta let my work speak for itself.
Right. And I know it can get frustrating because, like I said, I've been a club promoter, far more, doing events. But a lot of the money is outside of the nightclubs. Just remember that. They're the private gigs, they're the weddings, they're the conventions, there's security for officials and diplomats and stuff. So the sky's the limit. So don't get the tunnel vision, of course, on, certain things, which I'm sure you don't, but a lot of times people get fixated on one thing, and there's security for TV stations, Yes. When we were at Toy Fair in New York and last month, Toy Fair is an event where you take appointments to sell your products for the next 2 and 3 years behind closed doors. So we had our booths there, but Lego had a large space, and most of it was closed meeting space. And they had off-duty police, they had security guards, they had a check-in station. And I was like, but it is Lego. If you buy Lego right now, it's $200 to $300 to buy a nice Lego set. And all of them were brothers that were working there. And then Hasbro had their own space across the street. And they had security during the event. And then they had people that slept there to do security. And big money. But it just blew my mind. I'm like, this is Lego. It's a toy. But more and more within the toy industry, stuff is disappearing, and people are actually robbing cards and all kind of stuff. So you know what I mean, at these convention halls. So
you'd be surprised. Like nowadays, everybody needs security for what could happen.
Yes, exactly, and the preventative measure. We're gonna be right back after this moment to talk about the connection of we're here on hip hop. This connection to hip hop, who he loves, who he don't love. Right. My name is Trinny Cee. We'll be right back after this moment with Mr. Marquis Williams of Two Armed Security LLC.
Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Juice Lord. And when I'm in the Twin Cities, I watch On Stage Live Hip Hop Nation, First World TV. Peace.
Welcome back. My name is Trinny Cee, and like I said, I'm here chopping it up with the one and only Mr. Marquis Williams, who owns his own business since he was 26. Security, providing the best security you could possibly have for all the large names when it comes to anything from NBA, professional sports, go all the way to our amazing artists that grace the stages. So tell us now, you are here, Hip Hop Nation, your favorite hip hop female artist.
I'm gonna have to say Cardi B.
Okay. She gets it. She's good.
Cardi B, Nicki Minaj.
Yeah. Nicki Minaj, Trinny. I like that. And so favorite male hip hop artist. Old school, new school, whatever. Don't have to be, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna say 50 Cent.
50 Cent. But did you go to the show when he was here? I was out of town. Was it? Yeah, was it good?
Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah,
He did his thing.
I saw the highlights. They were in Winnipeg a couple days before that, and all my friends was going crazy. It was insane. So I'm sad I missed it, but I was traveling again for work. Okay, now we're going to talk about your hopes and dreams. For the next 12 months, what is your dream situation or / gig that you are putting out into existence?
Hopefully I could do security out the country. I have my passport and I'm ready. And hopefully get like a personal contract with a celebrity athlete for like a year or two.
Oh, I love that. We said there's levels to it. Okay, so he's ready to be booked out of country for all my Canadians, my Trinidadians, my Jamaicans. And believe it or not, people that go to those countries need security when they get there. So he's ready to take the booking. He's ready. He's got his passport. He's got his book open, ready to take them stamps. And then he's ready to do a contract, everybody. We're putting it out there for 1 to 2 years. And if you all got a personal chef to make sure he eats good too, you know, that'll work out.
Yeah.
And then, so what would you tell the younger generation that is trying to get up into this market? Would you give them some advice about how to succeed?
Just stay focused, stay out the way. Just do what you love.
Right.
You know, before you do anything, do your research on it. Because once you do something and you don't know everything that comes with it, you're going to be stuck and confused. So before you do anything, do your research on it, what comes with it.
Okay. And then, do you provide car service with it, or is that something that comes? Yes. You do?
Yeah.
Oh.
I also provide the transportation.
Okay.
With the security if needed.
And so again, people can find you. You're on social media. Do you have a website too people can book you at, or is it just social media platforms to find you?
Website, official 2 Arm Security.
Mm-hmm. Is it 2 as the number 2, or is it spelled TWO?
TWO. Everything is TWO. My email is 2arm.info@gmail.com. Facebook business page is 2 Arm Security LLC. And again, the Instagram page is 2arm_official. That's TWOARMED_official. Also, you could also find us on TikTok, same 2arm_official.
How did you come up with the name 2 Armed?
Actually, my big brother gave me the name because I had it something at first.
And they were like, nah.
Yeah, because I always go to him for everything, for like advice. You know, that's my big brother, so I've been doing that since I was a kid.
Right.
That's who I looked up to.
Shout out to big brothers, yeah.
So he was like, nah. He just came up with the name, 2 Arm Security. And I told him, once I get my first big check, I got to slide him something. So just for coming up with the name.
Nice. And tell us one of the challenges that you've had while you're doing this work.
It just got ups and downs. You know, you could be up for 6 months and be down for 6 months. You know, just got to be prepared.
Save for that rainy day, right?
Yes, right. Correct.
Yeah. Save for that rainy day.
Got to prepare for the worst and hope for the better.
Mm-hmm. Do you, so you have your own business and everything. What do you do for balance? How do you keep things moving in that personal way where you can stay focused?
Just stay positive, you know, stay consistent. Consistency brings motivation, so
right.
Just got to keep going harder and harder.
Okay.
Marketing, everything. Okay. Promotion.
All of that. Keyword, marketing and promotion.
Yeah, just can't never give up. Just got to stick with it. Right.
I think that's another important part people don't understand, especially in the hip hop industry, is I see a lot of you're gonna be in this industry, you gotta promote yourself. Sometimes you gotta pay to do a social media campaign. Sometimes you gotta take an ad out in unique places, you know, put yourself out there.
Sponsorships.
Right. Sponsorships, all that good
stuff. You gotta spend money to make money.
Period.
It's just how the game goes.
Right. Or even just doing some scholarships or something, reinvesting in our community, right? Showing up for the kids, and then making sure they know you can own your own business at 26 and continue to go and grow. Because I think our young Black men need to hear that there are people just like you out here that wanted to play ball, but also here's part 2, here's plan B, plan C, plan D, and they're doing it. And
backup plans as well. Just can't focus on one thing because you might not get it. So just got to be prepared to do something else.
I thank you for being here in the space and sharing your gems with us.
Appreciate it.
I wish you utmost success. As I said, everybody, we try to make sure and bring in people that are connected, entrepreneurs, to our scene locally and abroad. We want Mr. Marcus Williams to go abroad and do security. So if y'all have any needs for anything from your granny, come back down to your sister who's on tour with Fabulous. You know what I'm saying? He is the one to get it done. Again, thank you. Anyone to give any shout outs to anybody out there?
Shout out to everybody that's been supporting me, that's been rocking with me since day one. Keep God first. Shout out to Body Bake Shop. Shout out to everybody that's doing their thing, man. Just don't never give up, man. Stick with it.
All right. Like I said, we've had the honor to be here with Mr. Marquis Williams of Two Armed Security LLC. You can get at him his social medias, on his website. Everything is TWO Armed LLC. And yeah, put the brother to work, everybody. All right, we'll be right back after this moment. My name is Trinny Cee, live and direct here from CCX Media. Shout out to OT behind the scenes doing the thing.
My name is Buddy McLean, and when I'm in the Twin Cities, I watch On Stage, brought to you by First World TV.
Okay, we're back, and I get to have 3 guests in the studio today sharing their wonderful grace with us and letting us know who we are. I've had the honor of working with this queen back in September on a rooftop party that was with our good friend Mimi, DJ Dime, all women run event, women getting out there doing our thing, continuing to do our thing in the industry. And so we are here with the one and only
First international Somali female DJ.
Okay. That has to be, you must be breaking through so many barriers just in your culture and religion alone to do what you're doing, right?
Yeah, yes.
How did your family embrace that?
I would just say in general, when I first started, I started in 2016.
Yes.
I was laughed at.
Mm-hmm.
Not only was I not the first Somali female DJ, I was the first African female DJ in the States, in Minnesota. So I get laughed at, but you know what? I didn't care because I love music.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if you know, I've been in this industry since I'm 16. I just turned 48. So for 32 years, I get laughed at. But it's, I turn that laugh into like, oh, we gonna get this money. You know what I'm saying? And so you just got to keep on going. There's more of us in this space, more and more and more. We've been here. They just had to be in the background. So I'm super honored. I was super honored to be on the event with you. Your energy, your vibe, everything you bring to the space is outstanding.
Thank you.
The fact that you are a first, you're among the first ladies, it's an honor. How has it been getting work as the first international Somalian DJ? Do people take you seriously?
You know what I would say, when I first started the DJing in 2016, it was a little complicated because not only was I fighting as a Somali female DJ, I'm also a Muslim woman, African. You understand? But then saying I'm a Somali female DJ, a lot of people thought I only play Somali music. But
where
as a
you were
DJ,
just like, as a Trinny for Trinny Cee, you were just owning who and where you come from.
because it has to start from home.
Exactly. Always.
You can't just jump somewhere else. It has to start from home. So the first thing I do is like I always play Somali music first.
Yes,
But people
I
don't
remember
understand.
that. Yes.
I'm a DJ,
Yes.
so I can play any genre of music. Any.
But
When
you
I
gotta
say
give
any,
homage first to where it all started.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, as a woman, a black woman,
Whoa.
not only are you the first Somalian Muslim DJ, you're also a black woman. Let's talk about that real quickly. How has that been?
You know, the thing about it, when it comes to the music industry itself, it's male dominated.
Right. It is.
It's male
Still.
dominated.
Still.
male dominated.
Still.
So even till today,
But
right
we're coming
now,
for you. We've
you
been
under-
coming for you
Hello.
all.
If you don't know, now you know.
We here, we doing our parties, and we making
Thank
money,
you.
and we continue to work together as women.
Yes.
Yes.
So not only was I coming into the male dominated industry,
Right.
now I'm also coming as a Somali female DJ, a Muslim female DJ. I took a lot of hits. But you know what made me survive? my vision. You
Period.
can't see my vision.
Yeah.
I only see my vision.
Yes.
So I don't care what you think.
Yes.
It has to happen.
Yes.
And it's happening.
It is happening. Not has to, it is happening.
It's happening.
It's happening. And for all the males out there who don't see us, we see you. And we're here.
And we love you too, though.
And we ain't going nowhere. I'm going to do this. Like, my granny's alive and she's 100. I'm going to be up in your tail till I'm 100, making sure that us women get the space to be where we need to be. So you are here in the Twin Cities. There's a lot. We have a high population of beautiful Somalian people. And you are the first. Nobody can take that away. You are a pioneer in the craft.
Yeah.
What is your favorite genre of music that you like to play?
To be honest, I would just say like the popular one right now I do is Afrobeats.
Yes.
It's Afrobeats. But again, as a DJ, I can play any genre of music. Pop, hip-hop, techno, whatever it is.
Right.
Because with me, it's like whenever somebody hires me, I always think about what is the crowd like.
Right.
Because I have to cater to the crowd.
Exactly.
You
So there's
understand?
so many DJs that don't. I've worked with so many DJs that don't do that. And the successful one is you have to what?
Cater to the crowd.
Cater to the crowd. You don't play for yourself. So
Play
if you
for
come in
yourself at
there,
home.
so if you come in there and you see a bunch of women with cowboy hats on at that moment, you might play a Morgan Wallen song, correct?
That
Like
part.
literally.
Yes.
You have to research and know the versatility of the space you're going into. I know I bring people like Stone Love here, Black Chinese, Copper Shot, and the first question they ask is, who's here in your scene? Who am I playing for? What type of party is this going to be?
Yeah.
What audience? What age group? All of that good stuff. So they are doing their research. Or I'll be like, you know what? So-and-so just played. Why don't you reach out to them and find out how the vibe was?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they also get their experience in knowing how that was for that DJ coming to the city. Okay, so tell us, since you've been doing this, 2016, that's 9 years in the mix, what has been your most accomplished moment so far?
You know what, right now, because, you know, one thing I was saying, even though I started DJing in 2016, I feel like I was born a musician, to be honest. Because I feel like I am music. I feel music.
You are.
I love music.
Yes.
So right now, I started DJing in 2016, and currently I'm working on my album.
Okay.
And I'm also a music producer in the making.
Nice. And you're doing all that work here locally, or do you travel to do some of it?
I travel too.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
That's what I say, international female
Yes.
DJ.
Right.
And I want to work with different communities,
Okay.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Jamaicans, Nigerians, Somalians, Ethiopians, Eritreans, Oromo, everybody.
Okay. Being a Muslim woman, is there certain times of the year that you're not allowed to do music in regards to prayer, or how does that work? And fast, or are you allowed to continue to work when you want to work?
With all due respect, when it comes to Ramadan, which is like 30 days of fasting,
Yes.
I don't play music at
Okay.
all. Because I
Nice.
fast myself too.
Yes.
You
Good to know.
understand?
Yeah.
So I'm like, when it comes to Ramadan, is respect.
Okay.
I don't do music. I'm not even on social media.
Right. Got it.
But other than that, music is like my first baby. I have
Okay.
2 boys.
Yes.
I'm a single mother.
Yep.
But
I got
music
2
is my
boys
first
too.
baby.
They grown now.
Yes.
Yes. They're the world, aren't they?
Oh my God, I love them.
Yeah. My life, I wouldn't have had a life until I had my children. I
Yes.
swear.
Unconditional love.
Yeah, I was surviving, but I wasn't thriving. Yeah. We're going to take a break real quick and come back after this moment.
What's good, everybody? It's your girl, EB, and when I'm in the Twin Cities, I watch Hip Hop Nation on First World TV.
So we're back. We were talking about, again, the first international Somalian DJ gracing us with her presence today, being a single mom of 2, and how
Amazing
that
voice.
changed the dynamic. I feel like it fuels me more, it gives me more passion.
Yeah.
Also a Muslim woman in this space, and making sure to give homage to her religion, pay respect to the rituals that comes with that. So you've been in the Twin Cities. What was your first official paid gig?
Oh my God, it was a Red Sea.
Was it? You know I own Red Sea.
No.
I'm not an owner, but like my name is all over the Red Sea.
I will never
I've been
forget
doing
it.
parties at Red
Oh
Sea
my
since
goodness.
2007.
Actually, 2016.
Yes.
New Year's Eve.
Nice.
Red
Did you do
Sea.
that with solo or no? Not with solo. Because Solo used to have.
I know it was a couple DJs.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Solo used to have the bombest New Year's Eve parties there.
Yeah.
Because then he does the first Saturday, I think, of the month.
Yeah.
He also owns Bole now, I believe, a restaurant. But yeah.
Yeah, Red Sea.
Shout out Red Sea.
Shout out to Red Sea, man.
Shout out Rassam, Johannes, big up AK for holding down the
Yes.
hip hop scene.
Yes. Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you, Red Sea, for being here in the Twin Cities for over decades and giving us a space to recreate and
We
create
appreciate you guys.
repetitively. I actually reached out to them late last night, so they would be the venue where we're having the party for my friend that passed. And Rassam responded in 5 minutes.
I'm sorry about that.
Thank you. Yes, I am sorry too. But it also is teaching me how to live more. But Rassam responded in 5 minutes, and so they'll be accommodating us having the dance party there for Miss Aisha, our soca queen, in November. So
When is that?
November, I believe it's November 11th that they'll be hosting the space for us again.
All right,
So,
please let me know. I would
yeah.
love to come and help
yeah.
us
So
support as well.
shout out to Red Sea. Shout out to those beautiful black men over there.
Yes.
And their families, their wives that allow them to continue to burn the midnight oil and
Yes.
have parties for us and keep the space, keep the license on, keep the permits on, all that good stuff. So Red Sea was your first gig.
Oh my God, yes. In the snow.
In the
Cold,
snow.
High heels.
Like she wearing right now. Yes. Now tell me, have you traveled for your profession?
Yes, I went to Africa before COVID.
Okay.
Girl, if I tell you the story, you will not believe it.
What was did you travel with your equipment, or they had equipment for you over there when you got there?
Oh, no, I can't travel. It's too heavy.
Yeah.
So I prepared myself ahead of time.
Yep, you just had your
So
computer
they
with
had-
you?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Computer, laptop is my baby.
Laptop, yep.
Yes.
And then they had everything, the Serato or whatever
All
when
right,
you got
if
there.
they don't, I will rent it out.
Yes, yep.
Boss ladies.
And now what part of Africa did you go?
Kenya.
I have a lot of good friends in Kenya. We have a good Kenyan population here too. Yes.
Yes, a lot.
Yeah. Kenya they be thriving when it comes to music. I had a couple friends ask me to bring some parties over that way, some concerts, but I haven't turned down. I haven't had the time to fly there because it takes like 24 hours to get to Kenya. But beautiful.
24 hours, longer than that.
Beautiful people, beautiful. So
Beautiful.
what was it like playing in Kenya? Because it feels like they're right there with Mother Earth when it comes to the latest music, especially when it comes to Afrobeat and African music. Did they put some respect on your name, or you put respect on their name?
Listen, when I went on the stage, I got booed.
Oh.
But when I got on the stage, it was like, woo.
Yes.
I did
And
it.
why did you get booed? Because you're a woman?
No.
Somali?
So I was born in Kenya. People didn't know that.
Yes, yep.
People thought I was born in Somalia.
Yeah.
I was actually born in Kenya, but with a Somali background.
Yes.
So when I went to Kenya, I was there as the first international Somali female DJ, right?
So they were just like,
So they were like, hey, we have DJ Fawzi, first international Somali female DJ.
And everybody's like, ah.
Boo, we don't know
Right.
Somali music.
Right.
But when I got on the stage, one thing they didn't
They
know,
knew music.
I was Kenyan.
Yeah.
I played Kenyan music. I brought a little bit Somali, a little bit Jamaican, a little bit of hip hop.
All of it.
I was supposed to be on the stage for 10 minutes. I was there for 2 hours.
And you played for the people.
You heard?
Okay.
If you don't know now, you know.
Yes. What was that like to be back home in your motherland, where it basically all started, as far as even just the conception of you?
And man, it was painful for me
Yeah.
because as a single mother leaving my kids, I've never left my kids. That was the first time I left my kids, like chasing my dream.
I'm telling you, my kids are grown, and it's still painful to go on the road for work.
I was crying all the way there. Even like the
Yes.
person I was sitting next to was like, "Why are you crying?" I'm just like, "Man, did somebody die?" I said, "Listen, man."
Leaving my babies, my heart, and my
Yeah,
soul.
I was heartbroken.
Yeah.
But like I knew I was
Growth.
going there for a purpose.
Yes.
I took it there, even though I was booed.
Yeah.
I came back with a lot of respect, and
Yeah.
now they all love
Is
me.
there video of that? Have you?
I think if I look
Oh,
it up,
you
maybe
gotta share it with me. You
it's
gotta.
okay.
Yes.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I am just honored to learn your journey, the beginning of your journey, because you just start. I know you said 2016, but when you get like me, 30 and 40 years in the business, you're going to be in Paris. I keep on saying this is the shirt of the day. Everybody's going to be on Paris after the show.
Yes.
Rocking the stage. And you're going to have Mr. Marquis Williams doing your security, the gentleman that just left.
Hello,
earlier.
shout out to him.
Yes. So
There's one message I would like to share. I don't mean to cut you off.
Okay.
There's one message I want to share. Because, you know, if you were somebody that, if you get on the stage and you get booed, I could have been like heartbroken.
Yes.
Or like my spirit would have been broken, but I was
Yes.
smiling walking up. You know why?
You
Because
knew.
I believed in myself.
You knew it
I
was
didn't
time
care
was
about the
coming.
chaos.
Yes.
I knew the music is in me.
Right.
That's it.
And you were born for this.
That's it.
Yeah.
So if you love what you do,
Yeah.
and if you're passionate about what you do, just go for it.
Keep
You might
on
get
going.
booed.
Yeah.
Just believe in yourself and keep it forward.
Right.
Like right now, I started DJing. Now I'm a rapper,
Yeah.
and still people are laughing at me.
Yep.
But I know I'm about to win a Grammy.
Yeah.
You didn't see what I saw.
God bless you.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. How can people find you really quickly on social media? Sorry, I didn't talk about
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so DJ Fawzi is FAWZI official. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all over the place.
that. Okay. And when's your next gig locally?
Man, listen, right now I'm worried about my album.
Album. When is the album release? Just let me know when you name it out with the album release.
First of all,
Because you already know the hostess
Yeah.
with the mostest. It's been an honor to be here live on stage.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys a lot.
Hip-hop
Thank you.